I want to give you 3 tips for making counting macros a breeze. If you don't know me, my name is Esther Avant. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I work with clients to help them lose weight, but also become healthier, happier, and more confident by making sustainable changes to their lives. With some clients, I will have them count macros. Macros are just the dietary components that your body needs in large quantities. They are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Every food contains one or more of those macronutrients in a certain combination. Counting macros is a way to familiarize yourself with the components of individual foods and how they fit into your weight loss plans. So it's similar to counting calories in that you are reading labels, you're inputting them into some sort of tracker, but here we're not just concerned about the overall calories, but also their macronutrient breakdown. This is a tool that can be really, really useful for building awareness and learning, but is not something that you have to do long term. It's never something that I would suggest a client do indefinitely for the rest of their life, more so a tool to add to the tool belt and to build some skills to be better at estimating your energy needs in the future. That said, there's always a learning curve when you start doing something new. So I want to go over a few tips today that can really save you a lot of headache if you decide to get started with counting macros. The first one is to plan ahead. Ideally the night before, sit down and map out the day and what you're going to eat to the best of your ability. This will save you a lot of trouble at the end of the day when you are plugging things in and trying to figure out what you can possibly eat to hit your targets with what's left. So ideally plan ahead, try to map out exactly what you're going to eat as accurately as you can so that you know going into the day what you're working with and where you have wiggle room. If you don't have the option to do it the night before, or you're just not willing to, at least log your food as you go. Don't wait until the end of the day to log everything and just kind of see where the chips have fallen. Keep a running tally so that you know what you're working with as the day goes on and which macros you need to prioritize with your meals left in the day. On that note, tip number 2 is to prioritize your protein. Very mostly, people have a very easy time getting their carb and their fat targets. It's generally the protein that people struggle with, so make sure that you prioritize that. The easiest way to do that is take your protein target and divide it by your desired number of meals. And that gives you your protein goal per meal. And then try to hit that target each meal so that your protein is evenly distributed throughout the day. Then at each meal you can just add your protein, your carb, and your fat as desired, and keep that running total so that you're not left with any surprises at the end of the day. And then tip number 3 is to plan your day around dinner. For most people, dinner is the most social meal of the day. It's generally the biggest meal of the day. It's more likely to be the one that you eat out at a restaurant. So do your best to estimate dinner first and put in what you're going to want. If you know that you're going out for Mexican, putting in the chips and guac that you're going to want and those kind of things, so that you are left with targets for the rest of the day and you know what you're working with. So if you plan around dinner and you know that you're going to be getting lots of carbs and lots of fat, then you'll know what you're left with for breakfast and lunch, and you can prioritize your veggies and your protein then so that you're still hitting those targets at the end of the day. Hopefully that will help simplify the macro counting process for you, and I look to talk to you soon.